Alright, so I had a recommendation recently to make a video that is a sort of guide on how to play Tiny Voxel Planet, which is a voxel game that I made. I'm not the best with making instructional videos, if you hadn't seen from my balloon, but I figure I will do a playthrough to sort of demonstrate. Maybe that'll help with maybe some of the things that were a little bit confusing in this game that I've published. So, gave it a moment. There we go. This one didn't have a loading screen on it. But yeah. That sound you hear around is, there's a few extra things that fell out of the sky with you when you first crash land, such as this. Oh wait, darn it. Oh, I gotta get used to the controls here. I forgot these controls aren't exactly the most intuitive. I was kind of experimenting around to see what I can do. Alright. Oh, that's right. That's stacked there. There we go. Alright, so let's start on... probably on this side. So when you're starting in on this game, you want a nice... oh, dang it. I keep pressing E thinking that it'd be the inventory, like Minecraft controls. Oh, that's right, I didn't have that feature yet. Oh, the next version was so much better, but so incomplete. Oh, I forgot how jank this old version is. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, and that'll be handy. Probably just mine out this entire half of the planet and go from there. Your character can get stuck on different things because the character is not a character object, which Godot has available. It is a physics object with a script for control. There's the wrench. Okay, escape. Put that there. There it is. Okay. There we go. Nice big flat space. Oh, dang it. E again. Okay. The first thing we're going to want is the extruder. Oh yeah, I didn't have the... oh, dang. No, the next version is so much better than this. Because in this, when you place something, it places depending on which side the player is. While in the next version, I have it so that it depends on which part of the triangle that your mouse is on. There we go. Yeah, that makes an ingot. And then putting it through twice, once it lets me do so. Come on, buddy. There we go. We'll make a bar. I'll put that there. And then we go to crafting and we just once we have an empty slot, we can just hit that and it gives it to me. Any hammer. Right. Then the hammer, what it does is it allows you to break harder blocks that are deeper down in the world and find the nodes, wherever those went. Yeah, there we go. The hammer doesn't work to break organic things, but it does work to break some of these harder blocks. But actually, you know what? Just dig straight down. Because yeah, if you try to hit this with left click right now, it won't break, because you need the hammer to get it. We'll just put this bit right there. I'll get to that in a minute. But one cool thing about it being a physics object is I accidentally put climbing into the game. Because a glitch is the physics object if you're pressing W against a wall or any direction and you have a wall in the way, you'll just stick to it. And then I made it so that when you jump, you don't move in any direction. So if I press space and then hold space and then press W, it won't work. Which allows you to press yourself against the wall and then press space to hop up it. It's really cool. Anywho, the next thing I'm probably gonna want is a box. A box. 5 plates in a drawer. But in order to do that, I'm probably going to need to cook all this. Yeah, I'm going to need to cook all this. Getting started is slow, as factory games usually are. Okay, how many of those am I going to need to make the press head, there it is. So 4 of them in a rod. I opted to make this video about this version because this is the version that's actually complete and not abandonware. Of course, if I do make another version and actually complete it, it's going to have more features from that abandonware version than the this version. This is honestly highly outdated now. Keep pressing every button except for escape. Alright, this should be enough. There we go. I kind of opted for a two-handed setup where one side of your mouse is one hand and the other side is the other hand. Just because I feel like Minecraft doesn't really utilize its two-handed inventory very well. Once we get that, and then just go here. Oh, and if you press escape while on the while your mouse is on a block, then you get all the recipes that that block can do. That's another thing I added to this version. Wait, no. We'll just set that down for now. No, escape. We should have everything for the... Yep. No, that's a hammer. Oh, that's the other problem. Oh. There we go. We'll just put that there. Any hammer. 4 ingots. Oh, I've lost my rod. That's why. There we go. There's a lot of optimizations I didn't do on this version or the Abandonware version as well, because I learned a lot of stuff with Liminalia on how to make the game run smoother. Press head. And then the press was... Did I have that with plates, or did I have that with the block? I had that with the block. Okay, we're just gonna put that down there. We'll need that later. Where is the... making the press? Why is that not wanting to work? Because it's press head, ceramic block. Press head, ceramic block. Why? And then... Oh, it needed the wrench, didn't it? Yep, that probably needed the wrench. That's why. We'll just... Oh, sure, now you want to stack. But of course, crouching doesn't work. So we'll just place that on there. Oh my gosh. It's been a good year since I've messed around with this game. Oh, and there's so many things that just... they need fixing. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that were changed. Okay, so now I've got that. Now I've got this. I did this so that I could do this. No, it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that. No, we gotta put that there. There we go. There it is. Because that's gotta be cooked first, but that's why I have stone instead, because stone skips that recipe entirely. And of course I need the hammer. Give me that. Take that. Cool. So 6 of them, and that block was the... right? Something like that. Ceramic block, 5 plates. So 6 plates and ceramic block and any hammer. Okay, and then where's my drawers? There's my drawers. That way I can have stuff just go directly from cooking into... Okay. Directly from... No, I need more drawers, so that way this can be an automatic setup. I had a... Oh yeah, I used the second block to make that block, so I gotta make another block. Right. All the fun. No, fuck, no. There's a little hack for you. Just ignore the cooldown entirely. So I need 1 block. 1 block. Plus 5 of those. 1 drawer. 1 drawer. You gotta be not in front of it, because it has a little animation. I'm very proud of that little animation. So then that will do that, and then that will put those in here. I like the crates I have in the next version better. Because it's like better bulk storage, but it makes you take up more room instead of having this big old inventory. The whole idea with the next version that I had is to have it be as little going through inventories as possible, so it'd be as integrated as possible. Uh-oh. Take that. Put that stuff in there. Give me that. Take that. Put that in there. Take that. And go get more stone. I also added a grinder to the next version so that there we go, and that'll get to that. So that if you do accidentally make extra things like that hammer there, you can grind them into materials and get some of that material back. Okay, so it's mostly stone that I want right now. Yeah, because that I can convert directly into what I need. The dirt can't be converted directly. It has to be cooked first, and then it can be used for everything. Actually, I can... No. Yeah, it's better to have that there. The other thing I might be able to do with the next version is actually have bigger planets. Because this version doesn't have big planets because, you know, optimization and whatnot gets to be a bit of an issue. Ah! Dirt node! That thing will spew out, I believe it generates dirt chunks around it at random, so that you have an infinite supply of resources. There's quite a few of those nodes strewn around in a world like this. Okay. So now what I wanted to make... Oh, dang it. We're gonna put that there. There is a way to fully automate this process that I'm working on trying to get. Okay. Oh, that's right. Escape to open. Don't break it. This is not Minecraft. Been playing too much of that. Okay, so we're going to bring that down to 2. Or, hold on. How many am I gonna need for one of those? Yeah, 2. We're going to need 2 of those. Oh, we got it. 2. There we go. Then we gotta put that in there. And that will cook that. Oh, that's been making the bricks, and then the bricks get flattened down into plates. That's right. Forgotten most of the mechanics of my own game. Well, half the fun. Let's see. There's my rods. And then I should be able to now make a conveyor. One conveyor is there. Oh, dang it. Okay, hammer. Give me that. Give me one of them. There we go. Okay, and then I need more plates, which means I need to take that away. We'll put that right there for now, and then we'll put that there. Dang it. 100. And then that will go there, and we'll just break. Because then if I have a crate, conveyor belt crate, and then the press over the conveyor belt, it will automatically do the stuff for me. Oops. This is fine. I didn't even realize that was there. This version had power cables, didn't it? Or did it just have the... No, the next version had the power cables. This just has the logic cables. Right, the next version is what had the power mechanic. Man, the next version had everything. Dang. Okay, so I'm gonna want one of those. And then we have drawers. Dang it. No, I need the wrench, don't I? What don't I need? We're just gonna put that in there for now. No, I needed those, didn't I? Dang it. Okay. Oh yeah, the organic was used for the logic stuff. That's right. Dang, organic... Is organic fuel in this version? No, organic's not fuel in this version. Okay, so we then take that, then we place that right there, facing there, and then I should be able to just put all my stone in here. Bong! Yay! Automatic plates. Give me that block. There we go. And then pipes, those can take your stuff vertically. There we go. Ha 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 ha. A place for plates. So now things can automatically cook. They can automatically flatten. I'm going to take those back and have a miscellaneous drawer now. Once that's done doing its thing. This is good stuff. I really ought to make another version, huh? Honestly, I don't know what to do for the next version though. I could make another TVP, right? This would just be a miscellaneous drawer filled with my miscellaneous stuff. I forget what I can craft with glass sheets, and glass sheets make a wrench that has no reason to be glass, honestly. Glass pipes are really good, you can see, because glass is also the fastest material in this version. Oh yeah, and then the automatic crafters, so you could make stuff, buttons. There's not a lot in this version, but you could do a good amount with the... Oh, there is generator, which means there is power. Well, duh. Okay. In which case I just need clay brick and some rod and some... We'll do this down to like 2 again. We'll just... do 3. There we go. And then we'll just pop that in there. Completely forgot about that. Might as well just shove the lamp right there. One cool little thing about these lamps is you notice that flicker? That's actually to fix a lighting bug. Because if you have like 50 lamps in an area, then only a few up in the top corner, the ones that were placed first, those would be the only ones that glow. But when they flicker at random, it switches which one that's glowing. So it actually goes around and feels a little more natural. Feels a little more like it belongs. That's why the lights flicker. No. Yes, give me lots of plates. 100 plates. All of them. Okay, enter. And I can take all the plates. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we gotta take a block. Do I already have a block? I do not already have a block. Grab a block. Nope. We gotta grab that. Why do I have dust in there? Put the dust in there. I can put that in the last slot because it goes from left to right. Oh, what else we got? I'm not going to use the quartz right now. There we go. Okay. Now that generator, 4 rods. I didn't make enough rods, did I? Nope. Okay, so we're just gonna do so we'll put that down, grab 3 more of those, put those back in there. So you have 2 wires. They need 2 of them bricks. 2 of them bricks. We'll take all of the rods. We'll craft 2 of them wires. No, that was that hand. That's that hand. Okay, then it's that, and then I should be able to make a generator. And then I'm gonna want the generator right here, and then I'm gonna need more of them wires. Alright, so I'm gonna want 3 wires. Yeah. So we're just gonna throw those in there. We should have enough bricks. Yeah, we should have enough bricks. 3 wires. Yeah. Because then when you power this using the leaves from the bushes and stuff, then it gives the generator power, and then that sends power to these, which makes them faster. They'll still go without power, they're just way faster with power, which is the one disadvantage that glass has over everything else. Glass is fast, but it can't be powered. Yeah, that's all the ones I wanted. Yep, so we grabbed those, we have those, and then we have 1, 2, 3, there we go. And we're gonna hook that up to there, hook that up to there, and hook that up to there. Alright, and now we can take all this leafage we have. Oh, come on, there we go. Give me all the leafage. Now, let's see, so organic is 0.5%. So, yeah, I tried to math this out so that the further along you craft your organic stuff, the more power it will give you. Like this gives you 0.5% power, which means 10 of them would give you 5% power. But the brick, which takes 10 of them to craft, gives you 6% power. Where's that extra percent coming from? Your effort, I guess. That's as many as I have. So we're just gonna cook. I forget if the generator could, but yeah, you hear how fast that's going? Because the sound's going, triggering more often now. And I don't have anything else to press. I have made all my plates. Well, we're just gonna cook the last of that. Then maybe I'll get some automatic power generation going. Because using the block breakers and whatnot, you can hook up these to the block breaker, because if you break them once, you get the leaves and nothing else. It leaves the bush behind, so you can set it up so that when the comparer detects leaves, it sends a signal to the block breaker, which breaks the leaves off, puts them on a conveyor line, which can go into your crafters, and then your crafters hook into a storage buffer that then hooks into your generator, and that makes automatic power for your whole base. There is actually a debug, something like that. Ah, yes. Power debug. There we go. Then each one of these stores the location of the closest power brick according to how much power is in the line. Bricks with more power are going to override along the line over blocks with less power. You can see the power kind of tick down in the debug, which is really cool. Then you can see there's just that tiny sliver left because it's at 1. It's good. Okay, did I want more of this stuff? Probably. Well, no reason to leave the core intact. And this is the core, an indestructible block, because if that block went missing, well then gravity would be all sorts of funky. As you can see, it's already kind of funky. Because honestly, this game was made out of the question, okay, what if Minecraft, ooh, and then this block is the node for the, oh, do I still have that debug on? I still have that debug on. Let's turn that off. This will actually insert will actually insert material into the blocks. Like if I put this here, and then wait a minute, it adds ports to it. So there's all sorts of things you gotta be doing, or you want to be doing to set up the... I want this whole line to be bedrock. Oh, the long reach is so good. I like that. Okay, where was my thought? ADHD has lost it. Ah, and that's how the dirt node works. It just spawns little physics entities that then attach to things. So where were we? We were... Wait, the dust goes in... No, the dust goes in here. The dust goes in here. The stone goes in here. Yeah, there we go. And then the plants go into... Where they go. Just grab this here. Actually, when loading up the generator, I forget if you want to put a storage box in front of the generator, or you want to put a conveyor belt that goes to a space in front of the generator. I forget if I gave it the functionality. No, put the cords there. And then... And then... Let's read that. We put the drawers there. And then we grab some leaves. We'll just put them in there raw. Yes, you can put stuff into the storage, and then that goes directly into the generator. Excellent. In which case, I can just continue feeding it. Ha 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 ha. Not the most efficient way to feed it right now, but hey. Oh yeah. Each one of these also has collision. Well, okay, each one of them individually doesn't have a collision, but the hitbox on top of it will go to whichever one's the highest. So if you stand on it... Oh, come on. Let me stand on it. There we go. You'll actually vibrate a little bit with them pulsating. And same with the hitbox on this. The hitbox will actually go up and down, so you can ride it up and down. Yay! It's literally just this cooking the dust. Yeah, the wires don't have any storage on them. It's the storage from here interacting directly with the storage from there. These don't have a battery. These are just pulling directly from this battery. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, yeah, dirt node has been busy. That right there. Which means there should be a cobalt node around somewhere. It'd probably just be easier to just completely flatten the other side of the planet. Break it down. Put that down there. Yep. This game actually came from, the idea for this game actually came from quite a few places. For one thing, I happen to like the create mod, and, you know, different factory mod packs for Minecraft, so I just kind of wanted to make my own game centered around that. And also because I wanted to make well, I also wanted spaceships, which is what the next version focused on, is taking the localized grids and putting them on, or taking the chunks and putting them onto localized grids. Of course, that system is kind of, that was something that I couldn't get very well in Minecraft when I originally made the game, because Sable wasn't out yet. So all I had to work with was Valkyrian Skies, and if you've played with Valkyrian Skies, it's good, but it's not that good. It does not have, especially with its compatibility with Create mods, Valkyrian Skies is not a stable mod, at least not back when I was trying to play it. And the other thing I wanted to try out is, okay, so people have made spherical Minecraft before, you see videos on it all the time, but nobody has made, everybody's doing all these weird tricks, like making it, okay, we've mapped everything to the faces of the cube, and you can walk around and it looks spherical when you're actually just walking around on a plane that I have mapped up with these funky things going in the corners, or they make the world out of hexagons with pentagons in these random spots in order to make the world actually spherical and whatnot, but that's not how an actual, like, spherical shaped Minecraft, I imagine it would work. How it would work, how you see it working here, is Mario Galaxy logic, basically, where when you reach the edge of the cube of gravity, you just flip over onto the other face. Oh, dang it. Put that back. I'll mine that later. Of course, now that the Sable mod is out and Minecraft has some decent physics mod to it, yeah, this should be the center. There's not really much reason to make a game with the vehicles and whatnot, because if I want to build a vehicle, I just go over to Minecraft and boot up Valkyrian, or not Valkyrian Skies, but Aeronautics, and just build the vehicle, build the balloon, you know? I could build some really cool stuff. So, of course, my next question was, what question that spawned Liminalia is, okay, what if Minecraft, but we took that Infinity update and really just cranked the procedural generation to the max? What is, like, the limit that I can do for making things procedurally generated? Because with Liminalia, everything is procedurally generated. All the textures are procedurally generated. The UI explaining how to build the multi-blocks are procedurally generated. The mobs have elements of procedural generation to them, giving them their color variation and size and whatnot. And, well, that's an interesting idea on the surface, trying to build a game around that, with, like, procedural crafting and everything. The balance is just completely broken. There is no balance in that game. You can craft absolutely everything from the start of the game, because there is math going on between the blocks to make the everything craftable kind of thing, using the block IDs. There we go. Doing math between the block IDs. So any sense of progression that I might want to put into that game is just completely lost. There is no progression to Liminalia. You explore, and that's about all there is to it. Bedrock's a good block to build with because it does not actually have any crafting functionality. There we go. There we go. And then we want that there so I actually have something to walk on. There we go. I found that this method is the best way to mine out a planet, just because it leaves you enough to stand on while also mining everything. So we're gonna want a couple bedrock there so I don't have a hole anymore. There we go. And then we take all this stuff and we're just gonna chuck it in there. If I want any more of that, there's the block down there to do that with. Let's see, I wanted to make an automatic farm for this thing. How am I gonna go about doing that? Because I would need the block breaker, which needs a fiber optic, a hammer, ceramic, yeah. Or I could swap it over to creative and, you know, depending on how close to, I am getting close to when I want to, finish this, so I might just go to cheat mode, where I have infinite jump. Oh, the atmosphere has a really cool trick to it, actually. Because the atmosphere, the way I do that is it's just a sphere around the planet. And it has a transparency to it, where it is the most transparent on this side and the most solid on this side. And then I just have it constantly facing to where the sun is pointing. Which means when you're on the side with daylight and you look up, momentum, there we go. It's a blue sky. Well, when you're on the side where it's nighttime and you look up, you see the night sky, which is just the starry skybox. I forget, was there a limit to the skybox that I put out here? Or can you just keep going forever? I'm pretty sure you could just, nope, there's a point where it stops you from jumping anymore. That's right, that's what I did for this one. Yeah, that's what I did for this one, to stop you from getting out of the skybox. Okay, because in the other version, what I have is, it is a resistance that pushes you back. It plays an error sound and tells you that you can't go past that point without, like, a vehicle kind of thing. Because I was thinking about putting spaceships into the game eventually. They'd be something similar to what Sable's got with, or the Create mod has with aeronautics. Except the thing is, if I were to do vehicles, now that because what I learned in Limnalia is you can ride the snake entities. Oh, that fell from the sky. You can ride the snake entities because they are the exact same player entity as the player is in that game. Which means that, and Godot has something so that when player entities are on top of each other like that, they move together for, like, moving platforms and whatnot. Which is something that I can't do with this game because I made the player a physics object. Which means I'd have to revamp the entire player system in order to work with, there we go. The half of the planet disappears as a kind of optimization to try to make the game run better. So if you're not on that half of the planet isn't going to show up. What are we going to do? We're going to do a basic setup to show the... Yeah, a basic setup to show off... Oh, wait, there it is. So we put down one of those. Haha, the animation on this came out so good. And then I want a whoosh, one whoosh, and then we put the, no, we want a cable, a block, a wrench to reset it. There we go. And then that's already at the right thing. We then have leaves, and then once we have that, I'm just going to put one of these, or no, the clear pipe will do really well. We just put that there. So then when that grows leaves, it will detect that this block contains leaves, because this also checks the inventory of the block, not just what the block itself is. And when it receives a signal, it sends a signal down to there. I could probably put a nice logic lamp right up here with a nice wrench. There we go. And then when that has leaves, it sends a signal, it hits that, then that goes over here into the container, and then that will power that, and then that will power that. That's your basic automatic farming setup. And then with the crafters, the way those work is it will try to craft the recipe for whatever is on top of it. See, place a block on the top lens there to set the recipe. The materials are pulled from the storage block behind, which means for simple recipes, you would want to have like a conveyor or a pipe behind it, because it would only have a single block. And then the way these are made, the crafter, they're made with a hammer and a wrench already inside them, so they already have the bits to craft anything. So yeah, stuff for like this, you could just put in the glass sheet, have the wrench on top, and it would make wrenches automatically. Or like this, with plates going in the side. But for more complex crafts like these, you'd want a storage crate. You know, one of the drawers to pull things from. Which honestly, if I were to make a new version, I would have to bring the drawers back, because the crafters depend on the use of the drawers, but the drawers would probably have limited slots? Maybe? Or maybe I'd make crates that have multiple slots in the top. I don't know, I might have to get working on another version of TVP. Maybe. But I don't know, I feel like the vibes on Liminalia were like spot on with the music that I had going for that me and a Discord friend of mine made. But maybe I could... No, I think I could practice my music and come up with something for this. Something spacey, something nice. Oh, there it is. It just triggered because that grew the leaves. Nice. And then, of course, let's see. Another thing is button. So yeah, it wouldn't detect because it's not connected, but then you wrench it, resets it, and then it gets a signal. Yeah. The thing is, the button also works for physics objects as well. Oh, the animation on that is so nice. Look at that. And it also works for blocks that are placed on it. No, it doesn't? It only works for physics objects. Okay. Forgot that's how I coded it. That's right, you want one of these if you were doing a physics object. Does this have... No, in the other version I had logic blocks that you then can put on either side of the compare block to compare logic signals. I don't think this game had logic comparing capacity. I mean, I'd have to test that. No, because the logic cable connects directly into it, so it would, yeah, interfere. Yeah, the next game had much better logic capabilities. It had better, not better storage capabilities, because the drawers are superior to the things. It didn't have the crafter yet. I'm just rambling at this point. I don't have much more of a video to show. You know, besides, okay, there's one more capability of the pipes that's really fun. If you just put it there, it shoots stuff. The pipes shoot things, and the conveyors, they place things when things get to the end of them. So if I were to put like this here, see, that shoots it, and then this places it. And of course, another thing is conveyor belts are great at going horizontal. Oh, there we go. But they're horrible at going vertical. Pipes, however, can go vertical. And are quite good at going vertical. Whee! Honestly, the optimizations built in the engine itself are actually quite good. Allowing this many physics objects. Oh, dang it. There we go. Whee! Actually, I can now show off the bit where if you have like a lot of lamps in one spot, it glitches out. These objects can only handle so many lighting objects at once. So we just put a bunch of them around here. We're just lagging the game now. I wonder if we'll be able to spot it. Yeah, see, now the one isn't lighting up. But because it's flickering between them, there we go. Because it flickers between them, it looks a little more natural. Cool little band-aid solution. Also allows me to add a little flicker sound to them. You know, if the sound wasn't so focused on playing the this sound over here. Why is that still going? Oh, that's right, because I had so much dirt. Yeah, that's kind of like most of what TVP has to offer, really. We'll put some of that there. And bop. That's most of what this version has to offer, the official release version. Of course, the big thing about this one is this version does not have a save feature, because as soon as I add a save feature to a game, I'm going to have a small price tag on it. It won't be anything more than like a couple dollars. But I feel like if you can't save your game, there's not really any like real reason to buy it. Menu volume, factory block volume, parallax in menu. I like the parallax in menu, right? Because otherwise it's just static like this, but I like this, you know? And I kind of did a whole thing where the inventory is nothing but the parallax menu for Liminalia. Those controls were funky. Let's see, logic debug. No, I kind of like the controls for Liminalia. I got a lot of different things to decide on for if I'm going to make a next game and what kind of game I'm going to make, but I will come back to making a voxel game like this again eventually. There's no way I'm not, really. Round sun because it's round planets. But yeah, I am struggling for a note to end on, so I'm pretty much just going to say this is the game that I have right now. I will be working on more in the future once I decide what I'm going to be working on. But until then, this is all I've got. So see you in the next video.